accident and saw a spider.
There's a spider. He's gone. So
you know, I saw.
If you see him crawling up and over my shoulder, don't tell me. Otherwise, I'll scream and start punching things.
Come on in. Good
wait.
morning. Good morning. It's the
listen as
show.
much as we speak. You have to listen as much as we speak.
Okay. Come on.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's the morning meeting show, and it's raining outside. Come on, let's go. Where would you go in the rain?
What? Did I say go?
And for that reason,
it was just a blur.
And that reason only, we don't have tea this morning. We have.
Wait. What's the reason?
Because of the rain.
Oh, the rain.
Oh, because of the rain, we're having. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. It's hot chocolate. It's hot chocolate.
I can see it from mine.
It might be cool chocolate. We've done about 6 takes of that morning.
No, we haven't. That was our second take. Hyperbole. Your name is Allison.
We're wearing very specific t-shirts
We always try to dress a little on theme. And when I saw that Allison was wearing her...
This is my I Donated Blood t-shirt because right now we are 25,000 units down. The American Red Cross is in a lot of a crisis. I've never donated blood before, or
really?
I have. I'm not sure. I think I did in college.
Times.
I remember there were being a lot of blood drives in college, and I feel like that's when people do.
Not only have I given blood, I've been, and this was back in the day, I think this was like, not back in the day like where they had horse and carts, but you know what I'm saying? In high school, I was the person that was taking the blood. They trained
You were
me.
the nurse?
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't. No, I did. They
said you put a needle into someone's arm.
No, I didn't do the needle, but I screwed in the vial that once the needle was in that collected the blood and then took that out. And I was like,
This was before people realized blood could be dangerous, I guess. They were letting you were juggling the blood in your hands.
This and mixing
in your bare hands. You're like, I'll catch the blood as it falls out.
I look back at that now and I do think, wow, they were very trusting of this little high school student.
Well, an AP English honors high school student.
Oh, we don't need to say that. It's just implied. By the responsibilities they gave me.
I just want to say it's been a while since I've donated blood, and if there's anyone out there feeling a little trepidatious as I was, I will say it was a lovely experience, and I will return in 2 months' time because you can do it every 2 months. And there's little bonuses they tell you about, like you actually lose weight when you
get a free shirt.
Donate blood. You get a free shirt. Oh, and you also it actually improves heart health and lowers your chances of heart disease, I believe. So make sure
Allison you were saying
confirm that. I'm not a doctor.
You got really in your head about it though.
I did afterwards.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna give blood,
I felt lighter.
If you get in your head about it like Allison did, then give blood in the morning. Allison gave blood like right before she went to bed, and then she was convinced she was gonna slip into a coma the whole night.
I was very worried.
She kept knocking on my door and saying, "Can you just check on me in a few minutes and make sure I'm still breathing?" I was like, "What is this?"
Well, we'll cut that out. Let me just do this mark and this mark and.
So let me tell you about my shirt because I think that it's also a worthwhile story, even if it doesn't involve anything altruistic for people. But for bears,
it is. It is. It's a berry.
Hey, I didn't talk during your story.
I just said
no. Just
did
listen.
You? Did you not ever
listen?
Did you? It is a berry altruistic.
Allison,
I can say my joke.
Don't.
Were you going to say berry?
Don't go.
It is a berry altruistic shirt.
So here it is. It says, "Keep it wild," and then on the bottom it's Kodiak because it's a shirt that I ordered from Kodiak Cakes after seeing the Zac Efron commercial campaign that's on YouTube. Google it. He's hysterical. He's like a summer camp director. Let me say a clean cut of that.
No, it said you had to say, we both talked during the whole blood thing. No, it makes me look like
I just want to clean cut. He's a summer camp director in case you didn't hear me when she was...
Say it again, could you be me? I'm not going to film anymore. I'm going to walk upstairs and you're going to get your feelings hurt.
You stop it, Allison.
You're hurting my feelings.
You stop it. Al, seriously, stop.
No.
Al, stop it.
Stop it.
You stop it.
All right. Just please.
Just
say a clean cut.
Just
say a clean cut. I don't want to interrupt you. Go.
Shh. Just stop it.
What are you wearing?
So I am wearing a shirt it says "Keep It Wild" from Kodiak Cakes. I ordered
Kodiak Cakes.
Yes, I ordered it after I saw the Zac Efron commercial campaign they have on YouTube. Google it. It's hysterical. He plays a summer camp counselor. I thought it was very, very funny.
Sin showed it to me. It is
actually he plays a camp director, and after being a former camp director, I could relate to the commercial.
It was very funny. And actually, I said they should make this into sort of like what they did.
I'm already writing the script. Dibs. If anyone sees, guys, stop it. Put the pens down. I've already started writing the script for Zach. Zach, I got you.
It's like what they did with Ted Lasso. Remember, Ted Lasso was a commercial for ESPN, I believe, and then they turned that into a series.
No,
I think, Zach, this could be a series.
Zach, it is a
We're
series.
writing it.
I'm writing it. I've already started. I've already started.
Our manager said we have to stay together for the 5 years. We have to write together.
Is it year 5?
No, it's not. It's
Are we
year
sure?
3.
No, think about. Are we counting the COVID years?
So year 1 if we don't.
So just want to say, not an ad, but this shirt, when you buy it, it goes toward preserving bear habitats. So living in a place where we do have bears, I thought, got to do my part.
I had a dream last night that I was in a swimming pool, and there were all these people in the swimming pool that all had water shoes on, and I didn't. And I was like, oh,
no,
should I?
No, don't say more. Here's why.
No.
If it's something upsetting, please don't tell me.
Okay, plug your ears. What's upsetting is we're moving on.
No, stop.
Alexa, what's the weather today?
The current weather is 55 degrees Fahrenheit with showers. Today, you can expect lots of clouds and thunderstorms, with a high of 69 degrees and a low of 49 degrees.
I'm gonna pause here. We have to. Our friend is coming up to go paddleboarding, and there are thunderstorms coming. It is a cozy, hot chocolate, build a fire kind of day. Although we would go up in flames if we did
Agatha
that.
Christie. I love thunderstorms.
Yeah, I think you talked over me saying build a fire if we don't go up in flames. Just want to get a clean cut of that. So should we?
And hold when you hear me start talking, because I do that for you. Thunderstorms. I love thunderstorms. We're going to have to watch an Agatha Christie.
And have a fire if we don't go up in flames.
Speaking of Agatha Christie, Allison made the astute, I know if I say a compliment, Allison will let me finish the sentence. Allison made the astute observation with the new Agatha Christie movie that's coming out, directed by Kenneth Branagh. They've made it into like some horror, like, looks like The Ring, with someone with their hair in front of things and standing behind him when he's in the... Here's the thing, Agatha Christie was known for cozies. She's like the originator, the goat of the cozy murder mystery, which is where you take a location that's very cozy.
You make it really...
It's not scary. It's kind of...
opposite of scary.
So for Kenneth Branagh to take Agatha Christie's work and make it into The Ring or
She's
Poltergeist.
spinning around in her grave. We need to pause really quickly, and we need to text our friend that there are thunderstorms predicted because they're on their way to go paddleboarding up here and
it might be a little dangerous.
meet us for dinner, but I think that's not a good idea.
No. Ooh, it's chilly.
It's time for Word of the Day.
Okay, so for Word of the Day, Allison, piggybacking on Allison teaching us feeling some kind of way last time, I thought, oh, we should use the Word of the Day to do more for those of us who are not hip on the trends in communication.
For the young people. So there's not a huge gulf between what the young people are saying and what we're saying. I feel like there is a language gulf, and I wonder if it's on purpose, because I don't know what they're saying. So on Big Brother, the youngins were talking about pressed. They were using the word pressed quite a bit. Say it, that's the youngins. Just say it. Oh, I guess you can. Sorry.
The youngins? Why can't I use youngins? No? The youngins were using the word pressed, like, I'm feeling some type of way because I was pressed, or she was very pressed.
No. We kicked her out of our alliance. Now she's really pressed. In that context, to the point where we thought maybe it means like depressed.
You thought it meant depressed.
Yeah.
And I thought that was good, using context clues. I thought that was good. I looked it up.
I think it may have come from that. Don't forget, bay came from baby. But my 6th graders used to say, Miss Sparks, bay doesn't come from baby. It's because the letters stand for before all else or something, before anyone else. And I was like, no, it's not that deep.
I've never heard that in my life.
It's bay from baby.
Yeah, bay is definitely...
I'm pretty sure pressed must have been like people didn't want to say depressed anymore because there actually is
because it means stressed, upset, annoyed. They're basically trying to use every word but the word depressed.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Pressed.
That's my theory.
But look at this. This is from Urban Dictionary, but it's from 2017. So I guess that saying has been kicked around for quite some time.
Wait a minute. Like we say pressed like, I've got this deadline, I'm feeling pressed. Are they taking that and just turning it into something that's used a lot more often?
Mandy MM97 in January 2017 used the example, I'm hella pressed about how much homework we have due tomorrow.
Wow, okay. So it is sort of, I think it's very similar to what we would use in the business world, very specifically like, I've got a deadline, I'm pressed with this deadline, but they've turned it into something a little more cash.
Yeah. And then a second definition, pressed, being extremely irritated by someone, something, or even a situation. And Young Noodle 47 from March 9th, 2017 on Urban Dictionary used the Example, Kyle lied to Carly again, and the whole situation just has me pressed. And I'm wondering,
That's
that from
depressed.
iCarly?
Is it?
Is iCarly a show?
I know nothing. I know less
I
than
shouldn't use
nothing.
references I'm not even aware of, but
No.
I think that might be Kyle and Carly. Are they characters in that reboot of the TV show that's coming out? Anyway, it's 2017, so who knows?
That's a lot of information. All right, that was our word of the day. So our
Word
goal
of
is
the
to
day,
use
pressed.
that. We both need to use that before the end of the show.
Yeah, feeling pressed.
It's time
Well,
for
you would say I'm feeling pressed for time.
Well, no, but they don't want us to use it that way
No,
anymore. That's the correct sense, but now we're using it to say, this thunderstorm has some people pressed, but not me.
Love a good thunderstorm.
All right, it is Wildlife Watch. A little bit scarce last night with the wildlife activity. I think that's because of the coming rain. I think animals but there was an interesting moment, which I will drop right here, where our coyote that visits frequently came by and just froze. And we were both watching that live, and we're like, what's going on?
We're like,
we got the
what's
notification.
happening?
We're like, why is this coyote?
I thought
the ring had glitched.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, the ring is frozen, because you'll see this coyote
freezes.
Froze. But guess what? Did you continue watching?
It's another coyote came.
Another coyote comes out of the forest.
And then he ran.
Well, the coyote that comes out of the forest, if you had the volume up, which I did when I watched this morning, is whining. So I don't think they know each other, because whining in the canine world, at least with wolves, when you whine, you're signifying you're not a threat.
But the other one still ran away.
Yeah. So they're not necessarily from the same pack, I'm going to guess, or they're not friendly. So interesting little wildlife.
America.
On to current events. Current events. If you like your raisins, you'll love current events. I don't know.
That was a good pun, Allison. Okay. So this is from the Alaska Public Media website, but I was pointed to it from not the Good News Network, but a Good News portion of another network.
But where did it originate?
Who knows?
But it's Alaska News.
But I wanted to go to the source because I felt like they deserved a little shout out.
So tell us.
And so, if you could just not tell us what we'll tell you, that would be great. What do you think I'm doing?
Well, stalling.
Please stop.
All right, tell us. Hurry.
Please stop.
Hurry, start.
Hurry up and wait. Okay, so
start.
So
Go.
Allison, Leo the cat in Juneau. So I've been to Juneau a couple times. Beautiful place. So in Juneau, they had a flood at Mendal, we've been to the Mendal Glacier.
Yeah. Is it Mendensal? It's Mendal?
Let me see. Maybe we haven't.
Is that a composer?
I won't say where. They had a glacial outburst flood. So they had a glacial outburst flood in Juneau, and as a result, this couple lost their house in the flood.
Oh no.
And their cat with it. But she said, this was August 3rd, and she said she knew, their cat's name is Leo, and he's a black and white cat, and the woman said that she knew the cat would be okay, because she said if anyone was going to survive this, she knew Leo would.
Now, why was she so confident Leo
Because
would?
Leo survived. I mean, he must be like an outdoor cat, because she's like, Leo's not even scared of the bears. So I thought, you have an outdoor cat?
So a cat without
bears?
instincts. No instincts.
Let me just finish that sentence, if I could. You have an outdoor cat where there are bears?
Well, Alaska's in. And I would say a cat without instincts is not a safe cat. So she might want to rethink.
So, I mean, we've got neighbors who have outdoor cats with coyotes and bears. It drives me crazy. I think that's irresponsible. I don't think you should have an outdoor cat when you know that they've got as a domesticated animal that you're putting into a scenario where they would not have a shot if they were.
Well, cats can climb trees, although yes, I'm on the same page as you.
So can bears.
True. I was thinking of coyotes. I guess.
Oh, coyotes can too.
Can they really?
Yes. Coyotes can climb trees.
More on that in our next episode. But I want
Alexa, can coyotes climb trees?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, coyotes cannot climb trees.
That's the lie.
They're
That
not
contributor doesn't know what they're talking about. No, coyotes can't. No.
For the most
No.
part.
They will stick to staying on the ground for the most part. So you talked over Alexa. Can we do a clean take? Alexa, did you want to do that again?
Coyotes can climb trees.
I don't know that.
No, I'm actually going to... Hey, Siri, can coyotes climb trees? Alexa doesn't know what she's talking about.
Max, come here.
Coyotes can climb trees with the right motivation, but they typically stay on the ground. But
With the
still,
right
they
motivation.
can.
Slash apocalypse. Like, I don't think it happens very often.
A delicious-looking cat would be the right motivation, and for a hungry coyote.
Well, I want to hear about Leo because I
So
feel like
Leo
hopefully it's a good
showed
news
up
story.
26 days later. He reunited with his family.
How did they?
Through a Facebook group, someone posted something, and they're like, "That's Leo." And
Was
so,
he just
26
wandering
days.
around neighborhoods, or was he deep in the forest? All right, there it is. That's our
You're
current
asking
event.
someone, just let me say it and then let it drop.
We're now
I
moving
share
on
as
to
much-
story time.
I share as much as I have. Every time you do that, it looks like
Story
you're saying
time.
I'm crazy.
We're still be sensitive. We're doing a story time swoosh.
Story time.
Here we go. Story time. Okay. In a real morning meeting, story time is absolutely, I know, the favorite moment. So I'm going to make this short, but it's absolutely
I
entertaining.
never did story time with my morning
Did
meetings.
you not?
I did.
I thought so.
I did. But
Strange lie to tell. So my
I would ask my students to give me a word, and then I would tell them a story based on that word.
You know what? You're making me feel a little pressed with these. If there's any law enforcement out there, can you please just comment below if this is how it was supposed to go down? Because this is what happened. You'll know the story as soon as I start.
Okay.
Back when I lived on the west side of LA. Back when I had like an iPod, I guess, because I was listening.
Oh, I know the story.
I was listening on my iPod or maybe on my iPhone, but this was maybe 10 years ago. I was walking to the Trader Joe's from my apartment, and it was a lovely, like through neighborhoods, a neighborhoody, non-commercial walk until you get to Trader Joe's. As I'm walking through this neighborhood, this car comes up beside me, and it looks like it's trying to parallel park, but kind of a messy, like a head in first, almost towards me. And I'm like, that's weird. And then it's like driving alongside me, and I'm like, that's even more weird. But I'm like, la 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 la, like walking a little faster, and walk past it, continue walking, and the car comes up alongside me a second time. Messy, parallel parking, screeching tires, and the two doors open, the driver's side, passenger's side, and these two men jump out with guns. True story.
What kind of guns? Like a automatic or like a handheld?
Like a
pistol
like a pistol.
Okay.
But the one that was closest to me on the driver's side was holding it against his leg, he wasn't pointing it at me, I will say. And of course, my heart.
What was the other guy doing with his gun?
His back was to me, and he was like looking down the sidewalk. So I don't know where his gun was. I was more focused on the guy that was like 3 feet away. And I was in that moment, I froze. I remember having the very clear thought, where's the background music? Because it really felt like I was in, no joke, it felt like I was in like this, like,
bad boys.
I felt like I was like in a moment. I was like, where, like, I was like, this is so quiet. It's so quiet. And then the guy that's holding his gun, like, did this to me, like, did this motion. So I turned around on the sidewalk.
Wait, he did this?
He was like,
does that mean like go forward?
I don't know. No, like, picture, like, makes
tell
you
you to stop.
Either stop or go back. I turned around and started running with all my might, with absolute
running.
belief. I just got sprayed by my dog with water. I guess he was out in the rain.
He is. He's covered in rain.
I was absolutely certain I would hear gunfire, like I was going to be shot in the back, but I was just running as fast, thinking any minute now. Run. I turned back, and those two men were running in the opposite direction with their guns drawn down the street. And there were like two men in the way distance on bikes, but I didn't clock those guys. That's another vocab for another day. But anyway, I ran till I got to a 7-Eleven, got into the 7-Eleven, took out my phone and was called 911. And I was like, there's these two men with guns that were just, and everyone in the 7-Eleven, because I totally forgot that I wasn't even thinking of that. Everyone in the 7-Eleven like, oh, like turned and looked at me and came to the back of the store where I was like hiding, because they were like, she saw two men with guns. So everyone was like, there was like a little chaos in the 7-Eleven. And then a patrol car almost simultaneously pulls in to the 7-Eleven, and the people inside are like, go talk to the people on the 911 call were like, somehow it was either the 911 call or someone. I knew I was supposed to go talk to that guy, maybe just my desire for self-preservation. So I went out to the policeman. I was like, there are two guys with guns. He's like, I know, they're us, they're undercover. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'll never forget it. A very scary moment.
They let you in on a secret there. I'm surprised they didn't whisk you away to witness protection after that.
I feel like who says I'm not? I'm living in the forest.
that's
I'm
true.
off the grid. It's time for show and tell. Show and tell with Cinnamon today.
Yeah, so for show and tell today.
This is your story.
Yeah, we're going to cut it really quickly because I've got to get it.
Oh, maybe that's part of the fun.
Here it is.
Oh.
Got it. I made a little goal for myself to paint every weekday of September. So I've done 2 watercolors so far. I was visiting my parents, and my parents are professional artists, which I have to say, our parents are professional artists. Our little sister went to art school, and she's or majored in art at UCLA. So that's not art school, but she's an artist. She's had stuff in galleries and things. And Al and I are like the little 2 black sheep, pun intended. Wait till you see what I painted, of the family. In as much as our creative outlet is
Writing. And this.
Mom gave me an assignment. She said she wanted me to paint sheep.
And they're challenging because it's a lot of white. So you can't watercolor with white. You have to use the white of the paper.
Well, these sheep were not as white as you would think. Here's my attempt at sheep. And one of the things my mom and dad remind me not to do is to overpaint. That is to like work on something so much that you're trying to make it perfect, and then it gets worse. So you'll see I didn't finish their legs because
I haven't seen these yet. So this
you haven't seen it?
I don't think I have.
I
I
showed
saw
them
when
to
you were
you.
starting them.
No, that was it. No, that's it. It's because I didn't finish the legs. I didn't want to overpaint.
Oh, they're very delicate. Do you want to
Yes, I
show?
do.
They're
Yes.
very delicate.
So that's my show and tell. Is my little.
Beautiful.
I would say what I.
Here is your reminder. Ladies, it's time to wrap up.
All right.
Perfect timing.
All right.
I would say
Here is your reminder. Ladies, it's time to wrap
Alexa,
up.
thank you.
Okay.
Stop.
I would say what I would need to work on is that tree is not. I'm not
Let me
happy
see
with
the-
that tree.
I didn't know there.
Not happy with that tree.
Oh, I like the tree, and I thought it was very subtle, so it doesn't steal from the sheep. And when it's lambing season in Rye, that is, I mean, there's still a little bit winter notion going on.
So anyway, that's my little show and tell because
That's quite. Sin, will you show some more of your paintings? Because Sin's done very charming. Do you have more in there, or are they
No,
elsewhere?
they're right here.
Yeah, please do show.
Since you asked,
They're right at
They're only-
fingertips length
they're over
away.
here because this is where all our cookbooks are, and that's where I have them flattening.
I think I came across them and moved them. Oh no, I didn't. Okay.
So
Look
I
at
did
this.
an owl. That's my
Look at
children's
the
book because
owl.
there's
Look
an
at
owl
that.
in my children's book.
Very cool.
And then this
Very
other,
wise.
this
I love
other
the
owl.
expression.
This one I'm not.
There's a lot of character, but Sin, those are the ones I was referring to. Where's the little piglets you did?
piglets. I haven't done piglets.
What were the? Oh, the hedgehogs.
I didn't do hedgehog.
Rabbits? What were those?
I did a rabbit.
Oh, the rabbits.
Lovey, I miss you so much. When's our next play date?
Remember, do unto others.
But we have to do a take where you say something to Lovey.
No, I just do my ear.
You don't say Lovey thinking about
Time
you?
to wrap up.
You didn't say Lovey, I'm thinking about you.
Alexa's gonna get furious with us.
Here is your
Alexa,
reminder.
thank you. Stop. Remember, do unto others.
You are so very welcome.
Oh,
She
sass.
was pressed.
Allison, here is your reminder.
Alexa, stop. Remember, do unto others,
As you would
please.
have them do unto you. Lovey, I miss you so much. Let's do a play date.
You already said that.
Well, in case you weren't going to use that
I
take.
will use that take.